Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome back to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. Today, I want you to imagine a young student standing near a window in June, watching dark clouds gather over the sky. The wind changes, the air feels different. And somewhere on television, on an app, at an airport, in a farmer's field, and inside a disaster control room, people are waiting for one thing: an accurate weather forecast. And now, most people hear a forecast and move on. But one child hears it and thinks, who figures all this out? Who studies clouds, winds, rain, cyclones, heat waves, and the monsoon? Who warns people before danger arrives? Now, that child may grow up to become a meteorologist. A meteorologist studies the atmosphere, weather, and climate and uses data to prepare forecasts, research reports, and warnings. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics says atmospheric scientists, including meteorologists, study weather and climate, prepare forecasts and reports, and also help develop new data collection tools. The UK National Career Service describes meteorologists as professionals who collect and study data from the atmosphere and oceans to make weather forecasts and carry out research. And let me tell you something beautiful about this career. It is not only about telling people whether to carry an umbrella, it is about protecting flights, supporting farmers, helping ships, warning cities, assisting renewable energy planning, and saving lives before extreme weather strikes. Now, the World Meteorological Organization says modern public weather services are built around public safety and welfare, and IMD's Vision 2047 maps services across hydrometeorology, aviation, transport, urban meteorology, renewable energy, health, climate services, and warning dissemination. So, if you're a student who loves science, enjoys patterns, can handle numbers, and feels excited by storms, satellites, monsoons, and climate questions, then this episode may open a very powerful career door for you. Hi, I'm Kapeel Gupta, career coach, life mentor, and founder of Study Abroad Academy. I empower students, parents, and conscious professionals to design a fulfilling life and career by aligning their minds, values, and aspirations. I do it with coaching, mindset work, and the game changing power of graphotherapy because students deserve more than just guidance, they deserve transformation. So, let us first talk about scope because that is where every career dreams meets reality. In India, the scope for meteorologists is much broader than many students realize. IMD's Vision 2047 shows a dense observational network across the country and lists sector specific services for agriculture, aviation, surface transport, inland water, urban services, renewable energy, health, climate modeling, and warning dissemination. The same document says IMD's surface observational data is vital for weather forecasting, climate studies, disaster management, agriculture, and research. In other words, meteorology in India is not a small science. It sits inside national safety, food systems, infrastructure, climate work, and public communication. That means a meteorologist in India may work with the Indian Meteorological Department, airports, agro meteorology services, climate research centers, universities, defense linked weather services, hydrometeorology, marine forecasting, disaster management, weather tech firms, or even media and communication roles that translate scientific forecasts for the public. IMD's agrometeorology SOP says It generates district and block level forecasts up to 5 days for agriculture, while the aviation SOP shows separate forecasting officers operating for aerodromes and aviation decision making. Internationally, the scope is also strong, though the exact job title may vary. National meteorological services, research institutes, universities, aviation systems, climate risk organizations, renewable energy companies, private weather firms, and global agencies all need atmospheric science talent. The WMO jobs page explicitly says it looks for professionals in meteorology, hydrology, and geophysical sciences, and its research programs focus on advancing weather prediction and its impact on society. So, in countries like the United States, meteorology remains a specialized but stable profession. The BLS projects about 700 openings a year on average for atmospheric scientists, including meteorologists, over 2024 to 2034, mostly from replacement demand. Even though total employment growth is modest, that means the field is not exploding in a flashy way, but it remains important, skilled, and professionally valuable. So the scope is real. In India, it is tied to monsoon signs, cyclones, agriculture, climate services, airports, and public safety. Abroad, it stretches into forecasting, research, emergency systems, climate risk work, and environmental intelligence. So, now let us make this career feel real. Imagine you are a meteorologist on a high pressure day. You begin by checking weather station observations, satellite images, radar output, upper air data, and numerical weather prediction models. And then you compare the model story with what the atmosphere is actually doing. So, if you work in forecasting, you may prepare local or regional forecasts, issue thunderstorm or cyclone updates, and coordinate with airports, disaster agencies, or agriculture teams. If you work in research, you may spend more time on climate data, rainfall trends, model evaluation, severe weather behavior, or air atmosphere interactions. The BLS says meteorologists compile data, prepare reports and forecasts, and help develop new instruments, while IMD's cyclone warning and forecasting SOPs show forecasting today is a hybrid system using observations, radar, satellites, GIS, and numerical weather prediction tools. In some roles, the job is operational and time sensitive. The UK National Career Service says meteorologists may work 39 to 41 hours a week and often do shift based work, including evenings, weekends, and holidays. That makes sense because the atmosphere does not take Sundays off. A cyclone does not say, "Let me come after office hours." Weather is a live system, so operational meteorology can be intense, especially in forecasting centers, aviation weather units, and severe weather desks. The work environment also changes with the role. A meteorologist may work in a forecasting center, an airport weather office, a university lab, a climate and ocean sciences center, a data analysis unit, or a field campaign. IMD's aviation SOP shows specialized weather forecasting offices for aerodromes, and CUSAT's Department of Atmospheric Sciences lists research areas such as monsoon meteorology, boundary layer meteorology, remote sensing, air pollution meteorology, crop weather modeling, and mesoscale monitoring. Now, that tells you meteorology is not one room with one screen. It's a whole ecosystem of science, operations, and service. So, if you choose this career, you should be able to see yourself doing real scientific work, reading data, spotting patterns, communicating risk clearly, and making forecasts that other people genuinely depend on. So, now comes the big student question: how do you become a meteorologist? The academic foundation is usually built on physics, mathematics, earth science, atmospheric science, statistics, and increasingly coding and data analysis. The BLS says atmospheric scientists typically need a bachelor's degree in meteorology or a related field to enter the profession, while research roles often needs a master's degree or a PhD. IMD's forecaster competency document says a graduation in science with physics and mathematics as major subjects is the base level qualification for weather forecasters. Yet the University of Reading also states that strong knowledge of physics and mathematics is important even for postgraduate study in meteorology and climate. So the route for many Indian students look like this. Take PCM in class 11th and 12th, then build a strong undergrad base through physics, mathematics, meteorology, atmospheric science, earth science, engineering, or related quantitative science. After that, specialize through a master's, MTech, or PhD, depending on whether you want forecasting, research, climate science, modeling, or advanced institutional work. Along the way, coding in Python, statistics, data visualization, remote sensing familiarity, and scientific writing can make you much stronger. Now, that skill stack is strongly implied across the BLS pathway, IMD's competency expectations, and university course structures. And if we talk about strong places to study in India, a few stand out. IIT Delhi's Center for Atmospheric Sciences focuses on teaching and interdisciplinary research in the atmosphere, ocean, climate change, and air pollution, and offers advanced programs in the field. ISC's Bengaluru's Center for Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences offers an MTech in Earth and Climate Science and a PhD. CUSAT's Department of Atmospheric Sciences works in monsoon meteorology, boundary layer science, remote sensing, crop weather modeling, and air pollution meteorology. Andhra University has a long running department of meteorology and oceanography with postgraduate training. And the University of Calcutta's Department of Atmospheric Sciences says it was established to develop manpower in weather and climate sciences. Abroad, a few names are especially strong. The University of Reading says its Department of Meteorology is ranked 10th in the world for atmospheric science and offers undergrad, master, and PhD study. The University of Oklahoma says its School of Meteorology runs the largest undergrad and graduate degree programs in meteorology or atmospheric science in the United States, and it's based in the National Weather Center, a major multi-organization hub. Florida State University says its meteorology program is the largest and most complete in the southeastern United States. These are excellent examples of places where a student can get deep exposure to forecasting, severe weather climate, and atmospheric research. In simple words, if you want this career, love maths and physics first, then build atmospheric science on top of that. And now, let us talk about the question that every parent asks politely and every student asks internally. What does a meteorologist earn? In India, salaries vary a lot by employer and role. In government systems, an official IMD RTI remuneration document lists Meteorologist B at pay level 8 with a basic pay band of Rs 47,600 to 1,51,000. On top of that, role, city, and allowances can change the final take-home amount. Separately, Glassdoor's employee reported salary data for IMD New Delhi shows about Rs 6 lakhs to Rs 8 lakhs per year for scientific assistant roles and about 10 to 15 lakhs per year for scientist roles. Now, these are not perfect universal benchmarks, but they give a practical picture of how public sector meteorology related careers can range from decent early earnings to solid mid-level scientific salaries. Internationally, the numbers can be stronger. In the United States, the BLS says the median annual age for atmospheric scientists, including meteorologists, was $97,450 in May 2024, with the highest 10% earning more than $160,000. In the UK, the National Career Services gives a typical salary range of £27,000 for starters to £60,000 for experienced meteorologists. In Canada, Environment and Climate Change Canada says entry-level meteorologists in its public service earn around 55,000 Canadian dollars to 72,000 Canadian dollars and typically progress in about 3 years to 87,000 Canadian dollars to 111,000 Canadian dollars. So yes, this is financially respectable career. It may not always look as flashy as some tech roles on social media, but it is skilled, meaningful, stable, and globally relevant. So, what should you remember from today's episode? A meteorologist is not just a weather person on TV. A meteorologist is a scientist, analyst, forecaster, researcher, communicator, and in many cases, a quiet protector of society. This career sits at the meeting point of science and service. It helps airports fly safely, farmers plan better, cities prepare for danger, and countries understand weather and climate more clearly. In India, the need is deeply tied to monsoons, cyclones, agriculture, aviation, and disaster readiness. Globally, it connects to forecasting, climate research, public safety, and atmospheric innovation. So, if you're a student who looks at clouds and feels curiosity instead of boredom, if you enjoy maths and science, if you want a career that uses your brain for something bigger than just a paycheck, then meteorology may be a beautiful path for you. Do not dismiss this career just because it is not talked about every day in school corridors. So, the most meaningful careers are the ones that quietly keep the world running. And now, let me speak directly to the student or parent listening to this episode. If today's episode on meteorologist opened your mind to a career you had never seriously considered before, imagine how many more right fit career options may still be hidden from you. The truth is, the right career is not found by guesswork, social pressure, or random advice from relatives. It is found through clarity. And if you're confused about your career path, your subject choices, your college roadmap, or your future direction, connect with me for my career counseling program. I help students understand their strengths, discover careers that truly fit them, and move forward with confidence. Whether you're thinking about science, research, study abroad, or a unique path like meteorology, I can help you decode what suits you best. So do not leave your future to confusion. Message me today and let us find the career path that is truly meant for you. Your dream career was never lost. It was simply unread. So let us decode it together.